And of course, I was born in Haiti, in a small village in the mountain. And my mom is 100% Asian, and my father is Canadian. Whatever happened in the childhood, it had to do with the family structure and where I was born, and things were going to be disintegrated. And that's how I was going to learn about the real story of my homeland. And I go with that first one. I call it the ancestral tree. Why? Because that part of the childhood I was saying, that day I met grandma, my grandmother, and I didn't see her for many years. She was the one who cut my umbilical cord, and grandma looked exactly like her if it's not darker. And then this is the story that she told me that day, and I was going to fall in love with the story she told me, but with my grandma also. She told me on April 28, 1962, around 4:30 in the afternoon, my mom was a spoiled and beautiful young lady. She was invited to a voodoo ceremony. Now, what does mom goes to do in a voodoo ceremony? She go get free food. But while she was in the voodoo ceremony, guess what happened? Her water broke. The drum, okay? And then by the time she crossed the street to get to grandma's house, they put something on the floor and ploop, I came out. Just like that, half an hour later, and my grandmother, to make the story beautiful for me, she said, she used to call me Tibut, and she said, do you know what I noticed too, right after you were born? Not only the drum could not stop, but there was a snake right in my house and a bird. And I said, Grandma, what does that mean? And she said, I have an amazing granddaughter. And that's how Grandma stayed my mentor so many years after she left. But she also inspired me to the beauty of my culture. A lot of time we see people with the basket in their head. We think they are poor. They are not. Because the story started after 1804, after the slave freed the country. They ravaged the country, they burned the field. It was chaos. And the first Black Republic was about to encounter what we call the economic sanction. And then you see those ladies. I was there too, 200 years ago and more. Those ladies, they look at our world. The guys were drinking. There was no place to sell the goods. So guess what they did? They decided, well, the men went insane. The children has to be fed. And we have to stay beautiful. Guess what they did? They put that basket in their head, flap. And I love to look at them. They are amazing. They are beautiful, they are strong, they are intelligent, and they are resilient. That's how a few of them, their children became president, minister of the country, directors of school. They travel abroad. They wrote books just with that basket. I call her the genius of my homeland. And no, they sent the children to school, and some of them came in this country, okay? And this one, it was like, I remember, I call it a little tipa shop, meaning that I have to be wild. It's like, in any country, the young people, no matter what's going on, you will find them in very specific location, holding hand, kissing, because that's love, that's life, that's growing up. And the hibiscus, which is the flower of Haiti. And I keep saying Haiti because it's the first Black Republic. Even if we are poor, but I can tell you that thing damages, but it showed, we show something to the world, but it damaged the country for good, and we cannot find our way. So the hibiscus has been one of the most beautiful flowers of Haiti. People love to put them in their hair. Some of them put that on the dress, like the people of Hawaii. And that bird, I don't know what's the name of the bird, but I do like it because it reflects the colors in my homeland. I saw it as a photography, so it did not pop in my mind. I had to do a class project, and guess what? That's how I popped it. And I like it, and then I decided to frame it, and it will be in the exhibit. That will be the same also for this one. It's an hibiscus, but it's done with the knife. If you pass your finger on it, you will feel and this one is the water supply. Now that's a painting that before it was exhibited at the Massasoit Canton. And when it came to my head, I said, but that painting is too dark. So I worked it out again. So there is a few things that I'm still working on, but still, I could not keep it because I know it's about, you will see the number of people I put there. There is a reason, okay? And that woman there, she's the center because she's part of, it's like having that triangle, but she's really the top because she's the one in the water, and everybody is coming right there to a direction because the water is the source of life. And in my homeland also, we don't have the running water like you have here. So a lot of people, if they are not part of Port-au-Prince and they have that well, everybody goes there to bath and to do the laundry. We are still at that stage. And here, it was a picture of myself that I was playing dress up like today. And then my friend Paul Martin, that many of you know, made a picture for me. When I saw the picture, I said, it would be great to get them on the basket. So this is how I froze myself in the Black History Month right here. And this one, also I call it cluster. You will see many generations. I put like in the three ladies, like the little girl, the mother, and the grandmother. In that picture, I try timidly to create what we call the evolution inside generation, like in my culture, or it's done. Because the culture itself or the government doesn't care for the education of the people, okay? So automatically that lady with the basket right there, I figure even she looks strong, she's grandma, like the Erzili. And then as she educates her daughter, you could see she's dressed to go to work probably in a government, and her daughter going to school. And I put the two guys like that behind, not even looking at the ladies, because they are absent in our world, but they do give us children. But the absence is like, I do not dare say a word, but we do feel it. And they are still in 1804 because they think they have to go to war among themselves while we have to build the country. And here, I did that one, the dog, timidly, that's why it's an impressionist. I was looking at the beautiful gray that people have, and I do have it and color it all the time, but I could not help myself to bring that gray there and to walk a dog. And here I call it walking. And I don't see it as often here, but in certain places of the world, it's a complete contrast. In one street, you will see those people with high fashion. You feel the money. And then you turn the street, and you see the poverty, and you will not miss it. And that's what I was trying to convey there, poorly, but that's what was in my mind. And I wanted to say something very specific about the basket. And they are recycled hay, meaning like, like the sugar cane peel that they take to get the sugar and they just toss it away. Well, in Haiti and many people in Thailand and all those places, they recycle those things. And me, when I realized what they did, and I've always been fascinated by those little baskets. So the only thing I could think of each time I see them, how can I make them beautiful? And one day there is a friend of mine, she gave me 12. And guess what I did with those 12? I painted over them and they all got sold. And I got excited, I asked for more, and here I'm spreading it again. It was a way to connect the lack of education with education. Meaning like, there is a bridge, like, we shake that hand, okay? Because if we don't connect it, everybody stay in the corner, there is no link. And that's what I was trying to do. And this is my plea in my head each time I do a basket. And those slits, they are not canvas, they are not wood. A friend of mine brought me a big box of those things to do the floor. And I said, oh la la, I don't know how to do floor, but I'm going to use them. And I started to do them also. And amazingly, they all gone. I got a few left and I still work on, but they are free gift and I make a profit from them. And it's because it's a gift of love. Why would people give me wood that goes on the floor? Because they know I'm going to use it for something good. And this one is done with wood. We have our director at Brockton Art, Arnie Danielson. That man gave me so many gifts, and this is one of them. Now he gave me a few. He said, pick up whatever, and I'm looking at them in my car. That car needs to be emptied, because what if the police stop me? They are going to take that, I live in the car. And that's how, I made sure with palette and a palette knife and some brushes, I dabbed those pens. And I like it because I didn't see it at a picture, but it was a therapy. Although I worked that wood because it was the first time I had to work with the wood, and I have many left. So that was my first experience, and I really liked it. And the Mimi flower. Okay, now we know that the hibiscus is the national flower of Haiti. But I remember going around and there was a tree. It has only a few flowers, and those are the flowers, and they call it the Mimi flower. Now I traveled to the United States and I completely forgot about the flower. If you touch the flower, like those toys the children would put in their hand, it's like a cushion, and it feels good. So while I was here, and I had my friend Charlot Lucien, who is the leader of the Asian Artists Assembly of Massachusetts, guess what he did? He sent me a picture, and he said, do you remember the Mimi flower? Now, if you know me, you would know I would take the opportunity. What I did, I said, thank you, Charlotte. And I started to do a lot of Mimi flowers, and I call it my flowers now. So it was a friend saying something nicely suggest to make me see something that I didn't see before. Because it's Mimi flower, why not take it as mine? Because it's my nickname, okay? And this one here, it has the story of Tap Apple Winery, the one that I work with, the artist in Westerly, Rhode Island. And I was flabbergasted when I met that family, the way they are and how they welcome diversity. And I'm looking at the family tree, and I said, oh my God, they are like my own family. And I like it. And I like John. And it's a family-owned thing. And I went there, they got the logo, and I said, well, what does John need now? But that's the game, because now John has a business, you know. He already has his child who is 21 years old. So what does John need? John doesn't need anything, but me, I'm going to give him something. In the Black History Month, I said, I want John to, because this is John right there in the drop, okay? But this is what the apple is attracting. to collect to the Bible story, the apple, okay? And I sent him the picture because he doesn't know, and it's not really the thing that I do, but I want to connect that in my world, Tap Apple, because I've been working with them for 3 to 4 years now. And it's fun when the artist doesn't make money, they give me wine, okay? So people will always receive once in a while a bottle of wine as a gift from me. Okay? And this one, the man with the drum, it's very strange in my head. All the drummers look the same. They are tall or slim, and that's why when you see me with the drum, I'm remembering, or you see any drum in my painting, I'm connecting it to my birth, the meaning of it, or what my grandmother wanted me to see, and for me not to go and run to my Canadian family, because she knew I belong with them. And yes, my Canadian family would have taken me, yes. And that lady also, when you see the coconut, whatever it means, I put those funny dresses, whatever it is, it's part of the story. The colors, the flowers, the landscape, and the only thing that struck me one day, because if you go there, it's beautiful. My dad stayed in Haiti for 23 years, but none of us can enjoy Haiti. None of us who were born there. And it seems like the ground is still screaming from the past, and we are not helping it because we bring the past to the present, so we cannot go forward. But none of us can enjoy that beautiful land. But I'm grateful that my dad showed me the side of Haiti that my mom could not. My dad was able to bring me all the places that money could afford, while my mom could not. But she brought me in that different path to see Haiti and the culture and its beauty in her own way. And I'm grateful and thankful for that. Like it's done also in a basket. And I remember a few years ago, I was at the Westbridge Public Library, and they asked me one question: what are you uncomfortable of doing in art? And I did say it was the face, the character. So I worked very hard. Some of them will be awkward, but I am still at it, because I do understand it's not about the perfection. It's about the emotion that I'm bringing out. People, when they feel the emotion, they forgive you your error and your boo-boos. So I did take that picture, and I think her name is Toto Bissett. She's Asian also, and she left Haiti at a very young age, and she went to live in France. And it's only after she left Haiti that she became a celebrity and she has some beautiful song. But the picture was not really like that, but I gave her my own thing, but that was taken from Toto Vicent. And her song was spectacular. But it's also in the artist world that is repeated, that we have to leave our homeland for us to find ourselves, because it's holding us tight. The seed cannot open, because that's what's going on. So we have to leave. And it's not because we don't like it, but it's because what it became to it. Okay? And there was one here that I forgot to talk about. This one and this one. This one you would see like the water, it's not even that clear, and you would see the field. And I do remember the first time that I traveled to the road to go from Haiti to go to Republic Dominican. This is what I saw. And it was the Asian working in the sugarcane field. And that broke my heart. But I cannot do anything about it. The only thing I can do is to paint. Okay, and that's why I can relate the story in that little painting. And this one is really my favorite one. I remember being in school in Port-au-Prince, and they were trying to educate me to be, but me, I could not relate to that because I wanted to see my world as it is. So I remember sending a letter to my mother to say I want to go spend vacation with grandma. So when I got to the mountain, guess what I saw? I saw the girls doing that. I said, I want to do it too. And I did. So it's a lot of synchronization. That's why I call it synchronicity. I cannot repeat it today. Synchronicity, yes. Because the first time I tried to do it, well, I hurt my hand, because if you don't do it well, the hands will clack together. So each time I can remember, this is what I remember about the girls, the young people. The woman works quite a bit over there. And without being a sexist, and I realized in those activities, I never saw the guys. And that's why I said they are lacking, okay? Because you would see the woman working all the time. Her, Ersley, one time I met her on the road, and I said, why are you working so much? It's a little story, I'm relating to it. And she said, well, I have to take care of the children, and I have to take care of my men, because most of them became the bread earner, the female. And it's taught to them from childhood without us understanding that, while the boys are left alone and they became the drunk, the gamble, or whatever it is. But it's in every society. When a man doesn't have a job, no woman wants you. I'm sorry to say that, I'm a female, I will say it. But her, she worked for a man because she understands that she needs him for the children. Even if he doesn't give a dime, she's going to make the money. And that's usually 80% of the time, that's what happened. And I think I covered each one except when I didn't. Oh, no. This one, I did see there was a correction I was supposed to do. It was not done. But I wanted to show a duality, since we are talking about Black History Month, and whether people are aware of it. In the family where there is a lot of mixed DNA, there will be some tragedy also, because we will come out not with the same pigmentation. And that creates a lot of strange stories, and that's what this is about. And her, again, no matter if she's living my homeland, no matter her education, no matter her wealth, she has to carry a bucket of water because there is no other way to it. And what I mean, it's in the spiritual way. It's not per se they go to the water well and pick up. You know, it's just like they have to count the water to make sure it's important, whatever they do each day. And it was also to, you know, on Sunday and on Thursday, I'm with John. John is saying, like, this is the way we do things. And me, I went in my studio and I plot exactly what John told me with my own character. And yes, I think I covered all of them. Thank you.